What up, my dudes, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a delicious spatchcocked roasted chicken. Without further ado, let's get started.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a young chicken. And what we're going to do is we're going to spatchcock this bird. So that entails actually grabbing it, flipping it over, and then we're going to cut out the backbone out of this on both sides, like so. What this is going to do is it's going to make it easier for us to lay this down flat, and it'll roast more evenly this way. Just a nice pair of kitchen shears is all you need, or you can use some garden shears if you clean them up. Then we're going to flip it over and break that breastbone, kind of like you're giving CPR to an overly dead bird. And then go ahead and tuck those wings underneath itself. And look at that. Perfect. Now let's move on. Let's grab a roasting tray and move our bird onto it. In order to save trays, we could have done this way to begin with, but hey, why not make someone else clean this up for you? So grab more salt than you think you need and just go ahead and sprinkle this over top. This is going to be our dry brine, and this is going to make our skin nice and crispy later. And it's going to do that by sucking out the moisture, kind of like being in the Sahara Desert. Now we're going to stick this in the fridge overnight, and then we're going to go ahead and add our spice blend. And we're going to go ahead and start with some black pepper. As always, I'll put the exact amounts that I use down in the description. Then some smoked paprika. Then we're going to go ahead and add some chili powder. And this can make it delicious. A little bit spicy. Don't be afraid of the spice now. A little bit of onion powder. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. A little bit of garlic powder. Then we're just gonna give this a light stir for absolutely zero reason whatsoever. There's actually no point in doing that yet. Because we're gonna go ahead with some more spices, some parsley, some oregano. And just a little bit of that onion powder I promised earlier. Another stir. Because why not? Why not just stir things every chance you get? And then we're going to take some melted butter out. And we're going to add some onion powder. And then we're going to add some garlic powder. Like so. And what we're going to use this for is in between the layer of meat and skin. Then we're going to add that oregano. And what that's going to do is add an extra layer of flavor. A little bit of parsley. And with that layer of flavor, it's just going to really bring this to another level. A little bit of black pepper. And of course, a little bit of richness to it. I guess a little bit more onion powder because you can never have enough. And then a little bit of chili powder. And then we're just going to go ahead and combine all this with some smoked paprika. Go ahead and stir this all up. Like so. As you notice, I'm not using any salt in any of these rubs or mixes. That's because of all the salt we put on that skin. That's going to be more than enough even after we wipe it all off later. Which I can assure you we're doing right here. Because we want to get that skin dry and get all that excess salt off. Because if you leave all that salt on there, it's going to be too salty. Now we're going to go in here and we're just going to separate that skin. Oh, come on, man. Can't you do it like in a nicer way? There you go. Get your thumbs in there. Once you got all that skin separated, we're going to grab our mixed butter. And we're just going to grab a big old heaping handful of it, and we're just going to shove our hand up in there. Just really get in there, lather it in there really nice like so. You want to try to get as much as you can covered with this thing. It's going to melt in the oven and distribute itself evenly, but the more you can put it, the better. Alright, now we're going to take our chicken and we're going to flip it upside down. And that's because we want to take our dry rub mix and just get it all over the place. Really, you want to get this as evenly as possible and all over your bird. This can distribute flavor all over this delicious thing. And don't be afraid to use too much. Like I said, ain't going to dry it out. We've already salted it like crazy. So this is just going to be pure flavor. Oh yeah, look at that. We're starting to look nice and red. This is going to be a tasty bird. Now make sure you go ahead and pat it in a little bit so it sticks. And then take your bird, flip it back over. And as you notice, I've lined the tray with aluminum foil. This just makes cleanup a lot easier later. And we're just going to hit the top side with that, all over that skin. Really use all of this, because you can't have too much and it's going to add a lot of flavor later. And look at that, we've covered this whole thing. And that is looking good. Look at that aggressive angle. We're getting in there today. We're going to set that oven to 425 degrees. And then we're going to go ahead and roast our bird. And we're going to come back every so often and check the temp of this bird in the thickest part. Just pulling it out. Oh, and we're going to rotate it halfway through. As you can see, we're getting some great color. And then we're just going to test this thing until we hit internal temperature of 160 degrees. And then we're going to move it to our cutting board. Then we're going to tint this thing with some aluminum foil. And just let this rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. Come back. Pull off that aluminum foil like a terrible Christmas gift. And look at this. Look how tender this is. Just rip that wing off. Oh yeah. Nice little chef snack right there. And let me tell you, this is delicious. This is a great meal to have. You can use this for so many things. So we're going to go ahead and carve up this bird. I'm going to go ahead and separate the thighs and the drums. Look at that steam coming off that thing. That thing is nuclear hot. And you can see how juicy this bird still is. Go ahead and grab the other one. And I'm using a pretty sharp knife for this, but it does cut like butter. And then I just like to split my breast in half. It's not too hard to do. And this thing looks gorgeous. Then I like to get the breast an additional chopping in half, just makes it easier to manage. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice taste test.
Alright, now, time for my favorite part, the taste test. Look at that. I'm just going to grab a wing, and then I'm going to make myself a big plate. I'm starving. Oh, wish y'all could smell this. It smells good. That was fall off the bone tender. That's juicy. There's a little bit of heat to it, but not too much to be overpowering. And those classic herbs, that savory, that thyme kicking. That was very good. Highly, highly recommend you make this one. And there you have it, a delicious spatchcocked bird. This is amazing. I've been eating the leftovers for a while now. Not that there were many. But anyway, if you like, comment, subscribe, really helps me out. And as always, toodles.